Evening everybody, Rich here, back for another From the Depths a Sinking Ship video, and something a bit different. I tell a lie, it is another Titanic sinking video, but this is the Titanic II, which is a laugh, but hey ho. This is the Titanic II built by Party Attacks. He's got it on the Steam Workshop and he's asked me to sink it, and so here it is. It's the Clive Palmer edition of the ship, so it's got bow thrusters, it's got the safety deck with the lifeboats on the sides there, and also the ridiculous three propeller pods underneath the stern there. So yeah, it's gone for the Clive Palmer look. Also got a helipad on the stern. Not sure about all the other details. I'm not fully fully up to date with what the Clive Palmer Titanic II was meant to look like. I don't think it's actually going to go ahead with the design now. I think he's either declared bankrupt or whatever, but hey ho, never mind. But yeah, this is I think it's based on the tutorial I'd done about 3-4 years ago, so it's kind of basically sort of my ship originally, but Party Attackers basically built it from scratch and done the conversion. So there we go, that's the Titanic II. So the usual routine today is to dig out a battleship, a Emma Jane, and we shall obliterate this monstrosity to Titanic. So just turn our big guns towards the thing. Which way should we sink it today? Should we sink it bow end first, or front end, or back end, or sideways? Whichever way, I'm sure it will make a hell of a mess whichever way we do it. So we're going to aim roughly, I think I'll aim just under or just between the second and third funnel and see what happens there. That really blew my ears off. We have a shot between funnel 1 and 2. Massive lag spike there. And the damage is catastrophic, as you'd expect. Massive hole in the side. And you can see the construction of this thing. The decks are a little bit basic, but it's not a huge issue. As long as you've got compartments, you're okay. So she's tipping by the bow. Tipping a hell of a lot by the bow, actually. The forward compartments are not breached. But she's going down nonetheless. So here we go, water's up to the forecastle now. And she's got a bit of a list going on. And I think the wood decking will actually keep her afloat. So she's quite light in terms of materials, but the heavy armoured draft is keeping her up. So we've got compartments here and here which are not flooded. And there's 2 compartments further back not flooded. But the next compartments along are flooded. So we're going to try and aim at this bulkhead here. So we aim about there and see what happens. A number of shells missed and took out the mast. The other shells hit and sending the bow down. So that's the problem when you aim too low. The shells tend to bounce. But the bow of the ship is now going down, and that mast should collapse in a few seconds. So the water is now up to, well, the well deck and the forecastle are now completely under. Good look at it from Emma Jane's perspective. As you can see there, the bow is right down in the water. So if we aim a little bit lower, just roughly forward of the first funnel. And Peter's just exploding. I don't think she'll sink from that, but nonetheless damage has been done. Oh, the mast is going as well. The mast has fallen over. So that's that. Let's go have a look inside. What's left? Got a big hole through various places. All the compartments down here are breached, except this one. So we've got a bit of a list going on. Sort of thinking, would this, if I hit this, would it actually cause the ship to sink a bit more, or it's only a small compartment, but the bow is actually going down over my head, so I've got a bit more movement going on. So yeah, the bow is. She's got a bit of a list, but nothing catastrophic. It's just head to the stern and see what's going on up there. The weird stern of this thing makes it look like it's still level with the water, but it's not. It's The stern is actually out of the water, but the propeller pods are all fine where they are. Right, so now what we're going to do now? Where's the next compartment? Or should we take out a funnel? Let's take out a funnel first and make sure one of those goes. I really should use just one gun rather than 4 because it's kind of overkill, isn't it? There we go, that's funnel number 1. That will collapse in a minute. And funnel number 2, when it's ready. That's just ripped right through it, but funnel number 2 is still up. Well, it's still attached rather. Come on, reload. There we go. There we go, 2 funnels now detached. And skimming stones for the shells. So those 2 funnels are now detached. They should collapse in a few moments. And reduce the weight of the ship. Or reduce the lightness of the ship rather. There's quite a lot of light material. So what we've got? We've got absolute devastation in the midships here. The first group of new lifeboats are in the water, under the water rather, and let's go underneath and see what we can obliterate next. There's quite a few compartments, most of which are quite badly damaged. That one's damaged, but this one isn't. So we're going to aim here, and this should, if it hits right, it should tip the ship over. I don't think it aimed right. I think it missed the target. Did it do anything? The ship is... she's on the move again. Yep, the bow's going down. Yep, I think I hit too many targets in that area, so we're looking at this area here. Just pop down inside and see the holes. The wood is not a good material for using really. It's a bit too flimsy, if you like. I mean, you can just drive a ship over the top of wood ships and they just disintegrate. So light alloy probably would have been better, but never mind. Not a problem. You know, it's the learning process of From the Depths. So these 2 compartments are now flooded. These big ones. That's flooded because that's a big room. So now we're into this compartment, which is breached. So if we aim at this compartment, and try and aim roughly there. If we can get this compartment flooded, not this one here, the ship. Saying that, I was going to try and flip the ship over, but I don't think it's going to happen. The compartment's breached, but the ship is actually rising out of the water now. And some things inside have just exploded. There's no boilers in there, are they? They haven't been exploded, have they? There's no boilers. Just some things exploded which shouldn't have. Okay. Okay, I think what happened is the heavy armour's not actually suffered any damage, so... Oh, there we go. Oh dear, that's done more damage than I expected. And the ship is kind of settling level now because of the amount of material in this ship. It's not going to sink realistically, but that's not a big issue. Although saying that, those wood areas are my fault actually, because the ship was originally made out of light alloy. So it's my fault that it's made out of wood. And there goes the funnels, because originally the party attacked used light alloy for the deck. So it's my fault. Apologies there. That's my fault. But the funnels are now going. They should just crumple into a bazillion pieces. Funnel number 1's gone. Funnel number 2 will go. There were pieces falling off of it. It's better if I just aim at it. Oh, there we go. There's funnel number 2 collapsing. And yep. So I'm just going to pop back to the Emma Jane. I want to make sure I get this right. I'm going to start using a few torpedoes just for that laugh. And section number 2, right. So just turn a bit more broadside. And you actually, from this view, you can see the size difference. I mean, Titanic II is there, huge, and Emma Jane is a tiddly little battleship. But it's Emma Jane that's winning, so to you. I'm going to turn broadside. And let's fire a few torpedoes. Let's see what the damage is. There, that's enough. Right, what's the damage? Lots of holes in lots of places. Like, well, how a ship should be. So there we go. And what's the damage report? Oh dear. She's going down a little bit more. No, she's coming back up again. Right, let's fire a few more. Try and get this bastard to sink. And that's what's that, the Blue Star Line. That's a joke, isn't it? A Blue Star Line. Right. Let's see how things go. Right, there we are. She's going down now. And I think that's a bit more successful. Lots more holes in the structure. And every shot we take, we're reducing the light alloy and wood density. And the ship should start to sink a bit more. So if we just change tack and go back to the sea rams. And also the mast is detached now as well, so that should collapse in a moment. Let's try and make a hole in something else. Let's try and, I don't know, whether to aim a bit further forward again. Let's see if we can do some damage to the forecastle. Love those big guns. Oh dear. Oh shit. Well, a couple of them hit. And yep, the bow's going down now. The bridge is completely under, didn't realise that. So now the superstructure is just going under at the front. You just hear stuff exploding. It's eerie. Get the grand staircase dome is on the bubble as well. So yeah, she's a bit more of an angle. She's still very low in the water, but there's more of an angle now. And the dome is right on the surface, so it's not going to go down anymore. So if we aim at the forecastle again, a few more shots on the bow. Loads of stuff exploding down there, look at that. Literally cut the bow off nearly. Okay, now the dome is completely underwater. And you can just see gradually the bow is taking a little dive. So it's still a very shallow angle, but no biggie. Let's see if we can remove this bow. I don't think I'll be able to. The heavy arm is too low. Oh well. Let's aim at between the first and second funnels. Just get rid of some of the structure there. Okay, let's have another go. Once we've reloaded. Is she going down any further? Yeah, very slightly. There isn't much left in this area now though, but there's loads of bits just breaking off. Oh, hang on. Got a bit more, something else just exploded. Got a bit more movement in the bow. She's gradually sinking down. So if I aim a bit lower. Gotta love those shells when they fire. Woo! Most of them missed though because of the depth of the thing. But yep, she's going down gradually. Take a few days, but it'll get there. Okay, let's have another go. Yeah, most of them are just going to bounce. Lots of noise. And yeah, she's going down a bit more. And there's lots of pieces which are loosening. See this, what is it, a lifeboat? That's going to break off because it's not attached to anything. A couple of davits are not attached. Pretty much most of the ship is not attached now, to be honest, because yeah, there's a big gaping hole there. Although looking at the ship, there's gaping holes everywhere. So yeah. Looking further back, we've got the stern up in the air, or the fantail of the stern is up in the air. The draft of the ship is all submerged, but we're getting there. So what we're going to do now, aim a bit further back now. Let's aim sort of under the third funnel. See if we can attack some of the superstructure up there. Most of it missed, but never mind. They've done quite a bit of damage though, and you can see that just the waterline on the funnel that the ship is taking a slight dive. The heavy armour has overwhelmed the weight of the overwhelmed the weight of the buoyancy of the wood rather. So let's have another go. Fire again. Bit of a double whammy there. Half of them missed, one hit the funnel and the rest hit down there. So here we did. Lifeboat got hit there. Yes, we are doing alright. Yeah, she's not long now. It's not going to take too long. But the ship is absolutely destroyed. Surprising though, the bridge is still on. But everything else is absolutely blown to pieces. Which is how we like it in From the Depths. Okay, so I'm going to aim a bit further forward to try and attack some of the superstructures. Just try and reduce as much of the ship as we can. And most of the shells miss again. And the other ones... It would have been nice if I put some ammunition inside the ship just to obliterate it even more. But never mind. Look, the whole sun deck is, well, almost all the sun deck is intact. That's not right. This compass has to go. I'll just sit in my ear, see what happens. Well, I got most of it. The compass is now not attached, and the ship is still going down at a gradual rate. So one of the shells just blew up down there. So the stern is still at a funny angle. Yeah, how we like it. Right. What else can we blow up? Let's just send in some more torpedoes just for the hell of it. Ship is on the move anyway. Where's Imogen? She's getting further away. That's because of the recoil of the guns just blasting her back. Let's see where these torps go. Done alright. Right, plenty of torpedoes there, and the stern is still rising out of the water. What's that on the funnel? Oh, it's a cover. I thought it was something else. Right, so we got to the stern and the fourth funnel, and that's pretty much it. The ship is gradually angling up. We've got wreckage floating on the surface. Only small bits. Let's have another set of torpedoes because they're quite amusing. Always love a bit of entertainment on a damp Monday morning, or Monday evening rather. Do. Come on, come on, come on. Degraded mode, what the hell does that mean? Right, there we are. That's plenty of destruction gone on there. And yeah. Now the ship is almost under. Still plenty more to go there. Right, let's go back to the sea rams and see what else we can do. Let's aim a bit more around the fourth funnel and see if we can obliterate there with the ship over there. Right, Emma Jane is now 500 miles away. Ooh, massive blast there. And the shots are coming in 2 rounds. We've had 8 shots so far, and here comes the other 8. The shells just fragment as they explode. Stern is rising up. That mast has not collapsed yet, which is surprising considering it's not attached. Oh, there it goes. Okay, the mast is now falling. And that's pretty much it. So the Blue Star Line no longer exists. Neither does the mast. Right, let's have another go. What else can we aim at? Let's aim about the same area, roughly around the elevator shaft. That's a huge amount of damage done there. I'll say that, there's only a few blocks of the deck. This is the amount of pieces that rose up. I thought it was a bit more, but never mind. Okay, let's aim a bit lower. The Emma Jane is miles away now. The recoil of the gun just pushes her miles back. Ooh, lag spike. No, is anything happening? Something happened. A lot of bits went missing. And holes were made. Yes. I think we've done alright. So I think if I aim at the fantail, the ship should just go under now. So if we aim at the fantail rather, and should just send her down. Probably won't happen. Massive lag spike. Nope, she won't sink. Right, what do I have to do to win this battle? We've got a massive hole right through the structure of the stern. There's not much left of the stern. Just pop down. Okay, we've got compartment, dry, there, 2 dry compartments. Further forward, that's knackered, And I think all the compartments are flooded, so all but 2 compartments are flooded. So we've got to aim strategically here. So we aim about there. And the stern is actually going under, I think. The ship is levelling out. Okay. Just things exploding inside. Come on, unlag yourself. There we go. Alright, I think that's done it. I think Titanic II is not sinking yet. She's still putting up a bloody fight. Oh, something else went there. Okay, what do we need to do now? So we've got a big hole through there. Compartment flooded and all the compartments are now flooded, but I think it's just the buoyancy of the wood in the light alloys holding her up. So this is starting to annoy me now. Let's do torpedo time again. Love a few torpedoes. Problem is the ship's so far away I can't see what there they are. There's the torpedoes coming. They're little white things in the distance. In theory that should send the ship down. Because there's not much holding her up, it's just basic buoyancy. So here comes the torps. And they're lagging as well. Okay, loads of explosions and still the stern has not sunk. But things keep exploding, but the stern is okay. Now it's gradually going under. Is this the final moments of Titanic II? Or is she gonna put up a fight? I think probably the best thing to do is just ram the bloody thing with Emma Jane. Whereas she's too far away to be much use. I'll try and bring her in anyway. Let's just get her going and see if we can see if she'll actually be any use. So she's moving, but I don't think she's close enough. It'll probably be a few minutes before she arrives. So right, well, there's the ship, there's the Titanic, and Emma Jane is there. So yeah, she might make it. I mean, she travels at a good 12-13 meters a second. So we'll just drive over the stern, and because most of it's wood anyway, and it should smash it. I need to make sure she's on course. Probably be an idea if I was on board. Let's try and get a good lineup. And I think that's about right, and that we're right on target there. I don't want to stray too much off course because it's not going to happen. Right. Fly back over to the Titanic, which is now just a few blocks above the water. Emma Jane is arriving steadily, either to pick up survivors or just sit there and laugh. But nonetheless, she's arriving. You see there's not much left of the ship either. Okay, let's see what happens. It probably won't do very much. It'll damage the ship. I don't think it'll do a huge amount to the buoyancy. Okay, Lady Jane, let's see what you can do. Biff. Come on, cut through it, come on. Turn the repair box off. Yeah, we're not doing too much, but we've cut a hole in the side nonetheless. Also damaged the bow of the Emma Jane as well. Okay, have another go. On full throttle. Good dunk. And I'm doing more damage to myself here. Right, let's back out of that. No, we're doing something anyway. We've got the spikers done a bit of damage. Look at that. It's crippled my ship. Whoa, never mind. I think if I aim the guns, I'm probably going to blow my own bow off, and I probably haven't got no bow thrusters to turn the ship around now. Let's fire anyway. And yeah, I did damage myself. I did blow the bow off, but never mind. But there we go. That is Titanic II hit, but she's still putting up a fight. She will not go down without a fight. I think that's all I'm going to do, because I'm not going to win this one. I just want to check the damage of my own ship as well. I managed to actually, the guns didn't hit, so that's fine. The guns didn't hit that, but the bow is snookered. Right. Anyway, that is the Titanic II. She's sunk enough to call her sunk, really, because she ain't going to go no further. And I think, yeah, she's on the seabed as well. Yeah, she is. I'm surprised how much damage she sustained from that. I mean, she's hit the seabed and the heavy armour is damaged. Oh well. Anyway, that's the Titanic II, and thanks for Party Attack for building her and requesting that I sink her and all things like that. If you want to download this ship, it is available on Steam. Just, I think Party Attack left a comment with the link. If not, you can ask him, and he'll give you a link to his Steam workshop for the From the Depths download. And yeah, you can have a go at it yourself. Anyway, that's that. So this is Rich signing off, logging off and disappearing. And I shall return with another video as and when. Probably carry on with my SS Rex tutorial, but here, there we go. Anyway, bye for now.